watching this and you or your family just received military orders to PCS this year, I need you to hear this clearly. You do not have to put your life on hold. You do not have to rent just because you're moving, and you absolutely do not have to give up on buying a home because you're using a VA loan. Most veterans don't miss out on buying homes because of timing, interest rates, or even the VA loan itself. They miss out because they don't have the right strategy, the right guidance, or the right agent who actually understands how this works. And today I'm going to change that for you. My name is Betty Gonzalez, and I am a retired Army Warrant Officer and a real estate professional right here in South Florida. And most importantly, I am someone who has used the VA loan personally, multiple times in different states, in different markets, and in different phases of my own life. And over the years, I have helped veterans buy homes doing PCS move from long distance with zero out of pocket, and in situations that most would say are too complicated for a VA loan. Now, this is not theory. This is lived experience by myself. And by the end of these sessions, you will understand exactly why VA buyers don't lose deals because of the VA loan. They lose deals because they don't have the right system around them. Now, let me start by telling you how I learned this the hard way. When I was still serving, like many of you, my life was dictated by orders, timelines, and uncertainty. At PCS, I moved states, I bought homes, I sold homes, and sometimes I sold them alone, sometimes married, sometimes with very little notice. And early on, I believed the same thing that most veterans are told. Just rent. Buying doesn't make sense if you might move. VA loans are too strict. Sellers won't even accept VA offers. And I listened. And every time I listened, it cost me time, money, and missed opportunities. And what frustrated me even most was not even the money. It was realizing later that no one had actually explained my options to me. So eventually, I stopped asking for permission and I started learning the process. And what I realized was this: the VA loan is not the problem. The lack of strategy is. And once I understood that, everything changed. I started seeing patterns everywhere, not just in my own transactions, but in the veterans that I was helping. Veterans who won, veterans who actually closed homes, and veterans who paid nothing out of pocket, and also veterans who bought during PCS when everyone else told them not to. That's when I developed what I now call the VA win method. And today I'm going to walk you through it. The VA win method is a simple framework built on 3 pillars. No tactics, no loopholes, no gimmicks, just a simple system. And WIN stands for W, I, and N. And if even one of these is missing, VA buyers will struggle. Now, let's start with the very first one. W is for the right way to structure the deal. This means understanding how to write an offer that works with the VA loan, not against it. It means knowing when to be aggressive and when to be conservative and when to let the process protect you. I've helped veterans close on homes well over $700,000 with their VA loan without paying anything out of pocket because the deal was structured correctly from day one. Same loan, same rules, just different outcomes because of the one strategy. Now, I is for intelligence. Intelligence in the market, builder incentives, appraisal strategy, timing. All of this matters, but most VAs buyers don't lose home because they are unqualified. They lose because they are uninformed. VA buyers right now have advantages that most don't even know exist, especially with new constructions and excess inventory. But if no one ever explains this to you, you will never know how to use it because changes leverage. N is for navigation. And this is the most important part. The VA loan is not self-driving. You need someone who knows how to navigate the appraisals, Tidewaters, sellers' objections, PCS timelines, and long-distance closings. I help veterans below appraisals. I help veterans renegotiate prices to market value, and I help veterans close from overseas, not because the VA loan magically did it, but because the process was navigated correctly. And that's the VA win method. The right way, intelligence, and navigation. Now, here's where most people start doubting themselves. They think, Betty, this sounds great, but I don't think I can do this doing a PCS. I just don't have time. I am moving too fast. I'm no local. Let me tell you something. I recently helped a military family PCS from overseas, and by their very first home from long distance, they never stepped foot into the house before closing. They used video walkthroughs, we coordinated inspections virtually, and we closed electronically. And they didn't pay a down payment, obviously, and their closing costs were covered. And they moved directly into the home that they wanted in the neighborhood that they chose when they came here to South Florida. Another veteran closed on her first home in Miami by herself under just $500,000 with her VA loan in under 30 days. Two other VA families that I work with faced low appraisals. One appraisal value was increased by $10,000 through the Tidewater process, while the other seller reduced the price to market value because we structured the deal knowing exactly how the appraisal was going to play out. Same loan, different outcomes against guys because of the system. Now, if you can follow a PCS checklist, you can definitely follow this. Now, if you can execute on military orders, you can execute on this. The question isn't, can you? The question is whether you have the right guidance. And that's, my friend, that's where I come in. Now, I just don't chase clients and I do not convince people. I only guide veterans who are ready to do this the right way. So if you are PCSing, relocating, or considering buying with your VA loan, especially here in Florida, the next step is simple. I invite you to schedule a private VA strategy call with me. Now, this is not going to be a sales call. This is going to be a strategy call where we'll look at your PCS timelines, your entitlement, your options, and whether buying actually makes sense for you. And if it does, I will show you exactly how we can win in this market. And if it doesn't, I will tell you that too. The fact is that either way, you will leave with clarity. And I like you to take, and if you like to take the next step, the link to schedule a private VA strategy call is in the description below. Now, thank you for your service. My name is Betty Gonzalez, from serving our country to serving you. I love where I live and I want you to love where you live too.